Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to come on and show you my my nature themed junk journal that I've been making. Many of you might have seen my embellishment video where I showed you all of the embellishments that are made for this journal. I always start with my embellishments first and then I start creating the pages and then I make the cover and then I put the signatures in, because I find that if I put the embellishments in once I'm at this stage, it's quite hard to glue them down because you're gluing on top of paper and paper and paper. So I always find it better to do the embellishments first, and then you know generally how thick the journal is going to be. And in my case, it's got 2 signatures in, and I think there is there's 8 full A4 pages in each signature, I think. Anyway, this journal is going to be listed in my Etsy store, so the Etsy link will be down in the description box below, so do check that out if you're interested in purchasing. I will also leave the link to the embellishment video. Okay, so this is a fabric junk journal. The spine is very flexible, well, the whole journal is very flexible. The core of the cover is foam. You know, you can buy the foam in sheets. You usually get it in the children craft section. And I've just tied it off with some material that I've just distressed and tea dyed, and this is the cover. I think it's gorgeous. It's just a repurposed piece of material. You can see the signatures sewn in there. So let me go ahead and give you a flip through. So here on the inside there's just a pocket with some scraps, and I've been using up all of my scraps here in this journal, so I've created a couple of tags like this. If you follow me on Instagram you will have already seen a sneak peek of them. So I'm not going to go too much into detail about the embellishments because I have that in the previous video, so if you're interested in a blow by blow of all the embellishments, just check that out. But here on this page I have done like a crazy stitch collage. Think of it as like my version of Franken pages. I like that idea, but I wanted to make it a little bit more rustic. So yeah, there's 2 kits that I've used here. That's from the Nature Walk kit for Arty Maze, and a few bits here like this one, that's from the Autumn Splendor kit. But check out all of her kits, they're absolutely gorgeous. There's tea staining and stamping throughout the journal. Here, that's a tuck spot behind, but this pocket is made out of parchment or baking paper, I think it is, so you can actually stick something in there and you'll be able to see both. Same goes here, just a nice little tuck and a nice little secret journaling spot. Although there's lots of lovely yummy embellishments in the journal, there's also still lots of space for writing. The envelope's just empty for the lucky owner to add lots of things in. I like to keep my journals, you know, practical as well. This is just a double spot here, and that's also open there, so you can tuck something in there as well. Tuck spot here, this is a tuck and a gorgeous little charm dangling down there. It's a feather or a wing, I think it is. Nice piece of vellum. And some vintage book paper here that's about plants that I've used pretty much throughout. Yeah, so this is a double pocket. It tucks in there behind, and there's also a pocket there. Some like not handmade paper, but I did buy it from a store, but it has that sort of look to it where you can see the fibres in there. This is perforated down the side. This is the centre of the signature, and it's got a beautiful envelope that I've just again done a collage on, and a wax seal. Lots of cancelled stamps throughout this journal. And in the centre of the signature there is a small cutesy little journal. Again, just using up all of my scraps, and all I do is I sew it with a straight stitch down the centre with my sewing machine. Perfect. If you don't have a sewing machine, you could create that effect with just doing a small pamphlet stitch. Again, the other side of that paper, tuck spots. This is a tuck spot here. This is just a removable tag that I've created, again just using up all of my scraps from the kit and my actual paper scraps from my scrap drawer. I will be doing a video soon on creating embellishments like that and also doing those crazy Franken pages because my scrap drawer is exploding. So stay tuned and subscribe to my channel for that. Just a collage, I think I've done that one in a previous video. And here is my version of Franken pages. So I love that. And that's again just in a baking paper little glassine style bag. So there's a tuck there, but the envelope, this is an envelope here, and that's open there, so you could pop something in there as well. Tuck spot there, and here in this envelope is just a little spot for journaling, and it is lined paper. It's just quite faint. I've done stitching on all of the pages, tried to make it a little bit more rustic than what I usually would. This is the second signature now. Again, this is parchment paper over the top, so it's a double pocket. Open bag here. And here is an envelope, which is again just paper clipped on. And you can pop stuff in there, and it's just my crazy stitch in there. So all I did with this is when I was creating the journal, I just had a little bucket next to me, a little box, it is actually a bucket, and I just threw all of my tiny scraps in there that I would usually throw in the bin, or that would usually just stay on my desk until the end of the project, and I've used them up. Not all of them, obviously some of them you've cut in straight lines or you've cut plain paper. You can't really use those in this type of thing, but I have really used lots of my scraps or my rubbish, so I'm really happy with that. Again, look, beautiful pages behind. Just a journaling card. And centre of the signature again, some cancelled stamps and another little mini journal on the inside. Oh, more fingers and thumbs. This is another little collage that I've created on there, again using my scraps, and all it is, it's just a piece of paper out of a small notebook. That gives lots of journaling space then. That's also open there as a tuck. A tuck spot here, tuck spot there, and also a small little tuck there. Collage, and again that envelope here is open. Again, more room, and here is my tea bags. Printed, all I've done is I printed on tea bags. You'll see in my previous embellishment video that it's all detailed in there, but lots of people have been asking me how did I create these tea bags. Let me just get you them so you can see them in the raw. So these are two tea bags that I have left, a round one and a square one. Yes, they are real tea bags. You can see here there's still tea in there. If you would like, I'll do a whole video on how to create these, but I do have a video that's very similar. I've got a video on printing on tissue paper, and I'll leave that linked down below. All I've done is I've just adapted that, and I've, instead of gluing tissue paper onto paper to print, I've just glued these over instead. It'll all seem a lot clearer when you watch that video, so I'll link that in the description down below as well. So that's just a tuck spot there, and it's just a plain wage slip. There's just an envelope here, it's just empty for somebody to put something in. Another little journaling card and another tea bag there. Nice little collage of trims going down the side. Here is another double pocket. And here on the last page I've just put some fabric swatches of pretty much all the fabrics that I've used in the journal. Some laces, that's a piece of fabric from the cover, just some tulle and a piece of terracotta underneath. So it's just on there like that, and you can see how flexible the cover is. So it's all really flexible. Beautiful, absolutely loving this journal. So like I say, check out the links in the description box down below, and I really hope you enjoyed this. Bye!